Hey everybody, it's TV dinner time. Kick back, relax. We're still talking about Dr. Death. Today we're talking about episodes 3 and 4, so we'll get into it.
Yeah. And I'm glad. And it's not like bodies fell off a cliff like around these two episodes too, but these have been super interesting because you're kind of getting like an understanding as to like why is he the way he is,
And
then he puts people around him that enable him, but then also he's able to manipulate, and that's what we kind of got with a lot of things. It was just so intriguing just to see and to think that this is a real story. That like, do people look back on this as like, oh man, he played me like a fiddle, man.
Have to. Well, and it's fairly recent too. That's the crazy part. It's not like this was back in like the 70s. Like this was not that long ago, and this man was able to get away with literal murder.
Right. And then have the the audacity. You saw it in episode 4 where like the Alec Baldwin's character like confronts him in the bathroom, where it's like but then he has like the audacity to be like, I can get a job in
anywhere.
40 other states. I can go anywhere around the world and I can do whatever I want. And it's like,
with
man,
my resume, like I can do whatever I want.
Jeez, yeah, like
yeah, like that's the one thing is I didn't want to. I watched both back to back. Like I watched 3, and then the way 3 ended, I was like, I can't not watch 4 right now. So I ended up watching 4, and I was ready to watch 5. Like I didn't want to stop watching this show because you get so intrigued and so involved watching how this person had a meteoric rise to become a doctor. An MD, had a startup, like, and you just sit back like, okay, anybody can do it. It makes you realize that being delusional will get you places.
Right.
Because he is truly delusional, and he was able to get to a high point in life.
That's the American dream right now.
Yeah.
I can just lie my way to the top.
He did it. He did it. And had no backlash until we'll find out how he got the backlash, but we can go with it so far.
And to be able to convince very prominent people to say, hey, I did my duty, but I did my duty within this small little bubble that I didn't need to provide more information. And it's like you have like this sketchiness where it's like you understood, but you gave just enough information to not put you into like, oh, legal I'm issues. Complicit into this or something or whatever. Like there's that legal jargon that like, oh, like just like HR tells you in certain ways that like, oh, now this is going bad. Once the tone shifts, you're like, oh crap.
But it was still crazy, intriguing, whatever you want to call it, to watch him approach these prominent physicians and then end up in fellowships, end up in different positions where he was learning from them directly. And I'm like, how? Like he doesn't really have a resume, but he's able to speak well enough that he can get in these doors. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, Patty was like watching one episode with me, I think in episode 3, where it was like he was trying to convince the guy to like take his fellowship or like allow him to be a fellow, but then Kelsey Grammer's character, and then kind of sell him on this like this dysgenics thing. And it's like I think he's very good at like memorizing stuff and like regurgitating it. But then when you go into the practical sense of things, it's like, oh, it just all falls apart. It's like but that is sort of like the American kind of like education system where it's like we both know it's like you just kind of memorize stuff and you just vomit it out and stuff, and you're like hoping
after that test you're a dead person. Like, right? Let me study. I got a test on Thursday. Let me study Tuesday and Wednesday. Let me study the morning of the test. After that test, I am sleeping and I don't remember anything.
Yeah, you're waking up. You're like, I have to take that test again. I'm gonna fail it.
Oh, I had that too many times.
It's amazing where it's like, and then also you kind of see his ability to almost like convince people And there's that manipulation. And in the fourth episode, you see it with his girlfriend and baby mama kind of thing, where it's like she's not taking it and she's not dealing with like, oh, I kind of understand who you are, and it's like I can see who the real you are.
Your true colors,
right.
She's like, I'm out. Well, then he quickly got into another situation with that other doctor.
Right.
Like it's almost the same day. It felt like.
Yeah, the same day that he told his baby mama that like, oh, I'm a god. This is how it is to like live with a god, and then like. It was very poignant. I think the directors of these are like the cinematographer. Like it was very poignant to see that the other lady, kneeled down in front of him and like kind of like was submissive to like, oh, like his like stature and stuff. Yeah, right. It's like I think that was like a good kind of play on it, and it's just. You're just pissed off the whole time.
Yeah, I loved that the shot of Alec Baldwin walking into it was a daydream, but Alec Baldwin walking into the restroom to confront him. And they had like that
below, right?
It was like I guess he was walking on glass or whatever. Like the whole time I was watching that, I was like, how in the hell did they shoot this? And I was like, they must have had a lifted platform and he was walking across and they cut to this. I was like trying to dissect it while I was watching because I was like, man, this is a cool shot.
But it's funny because I wrote that down for episode 4. Like the whole like first, I don't know, like 15 minutes of episode 4 is like done very well. Like there's really good camera movements. Like when he meets that lady at the bar where like the camera kind of goes between them and kind of like it shifts with their perspective, where it's like he's kind of yelling at her like, how the hell you're doing this without like even, and then like it's like, oh, like let's focus on this napkin that she wrote on and stuff, and it's like and things are sketchy, but I feel like someone was like walking through, like you're there with them, like walking through this party, and you're kind of like you see Dr. Duntsch like in the background, just in the background. Yeah, you're just kind of there.
Like, I'm free as a bird. No one knows all the bullshit I've been doing.
Right.
I love the shot of when we first get introduced to the doctor he ended up hiring. When it's silent, his baby mama girlfriend is the receptionist. There's all this construction going on, but you don't hear the construction. The other doctor is at a pool chilling. And you just see the words pop up across the screen. I enjoyed the hell out of that. And then you finally get to the point where there's this voices.
And then she like walks into the back room like
get out of my way. Like I'm a doctor. Get out of here.
I know. I think that like it's funny where like I think that's why you see where a lot of people say that we're like in this golden age of TV where the cinematography and the production value of TV has sometimes, looking at Marvel and DC, it's sometimes surpassed some movies. Easily. Yeah. Easily. So it's amazing to see. And it's like, you're like, this is TV. This is like on, like, I was able to flip on the TV and be like, I want to watch this like I was Friends or something, or like some random TV show that we used to watch. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And just like the thought for this to be the story it is, and to have that type of cinematography. Like if someone was to tell you 10 years ago, like, hey, you're going to be watching a TV show about a man whose nickname is Dr. Death, and you're going to be intrigued by the show, but you're really going to be invested in the cinematography and the directing as well. You'd be like, get out of here. You mean a movie, right? It's going to be like a 2-hour movie about this guy. It's like, nah, it's going to be a 10-part series. Like, nah. So to be in this era is like, holy crap.
Yeah. And it kind of shows you that, like, also, like, we've talked about it, where it's like the writers and the people around the actors and actresses are some of the best people there. And it's like, it's more so, all right, like Alec Baldwin and Christian Slater show up and kind of do their thing and whatever. But I don't know. It's just, you're almost kind of awestruck by the whole thing. But I don't know.
I thought the ending of episode 4 reminded me of Office Space.
You think?
Yeah, like when that's in my notes. It's like as I was watching the ending and they're stacking up all these papers and dude's life's like about to implode. I was like, oh, this reminds me of Office Space when they were breaking the copier.
The whole time I was thinking, is like, they're not touching that crap, man. They're like just piling on top of it, and then there's like they're gonna forget about it. And I feel like to think about, they were like making a big emphasis on that. That other lawyer that was standing around in that, and she was like, it seemed like she kind of had like took it to heart that like, if nothing happens with this, I'm gonna try to figure it out. And I think that's where it kind of transpires. I'm guessing. But yeah, that was also a cool shot too, where it's like you see like time kind of like you can watch it and you're like, all right, that's like a whole week that went by, most likely.
Yeah. And there was not much movement to that pile. Like they added a stack, but there was also a coffee mug, and it's like,
yeah, right, the Texas DA is very busy.
Yeah, come on.
But I don't know. I was like, I want to ask you this, and do you believe the Duntsch character hurt his friend? Like, not emotionally, but I think physically. And I think he kind of put him under the knife, or like he's going to start testing things on him. And I think he becomes like I don't know, man. I feel bad because like he seems like a genuine guy where like, yeah, he's a drug dealer and he's like stupid and all that stuff. But like he understands that like, hey, like there's things that go wrong. Like he wants to be protective of the baby mama and all that stuff and everything. Yeah. But I feel like he screws him over, and I think he like hurts him physically in terms of like he does a bad surgery.
I can see that, because it seems like Duntsch doesn't give a damn, and he's like, okay, this guy is willing to do whatever I tell him, and he probably, like you said, he might have been like, hey, I've never done this before, but I think it may help you. Can I try it? And yeah, things might have went wrong. I can totally see that happening.
Yeah, right. And it's like, I kind of want to learn more about that, because we do see it when he's like opening that, when he's back at his like practice or like that dysgenics thing or whatever. He has a door with his buddy's name on it, but it's empty and all that stuff. So something does happen. But you're seeing sort of like the good parts of their relationship until it kind of crumbles.
Oh, it's about to.
Right?
I think it's about to.
I know. I think I'm gonna watch the next episodes tomorrow or something. I don't know, but
hey, you watch it. I'm down.
Yeah, right. But yeah, this was super interesting, and again, I think I will reiterate that like people that are down for like true crime, I think will love this a lot and stuff. But there's like a good story, there's good cinematography, like we're kind of already talking about, where it's like I think anybody else can like this show too.
And that's funny you say that people that are in true crime would like this, because my cousin was texting my dad and I earlier, and I watch all the true crime stuff I watch. I'm typically watching it with him, and we just like binge it over a weekend. He was texting me about Dr. Death, and I was like, oh, you're watching Dr. Death? I was like, yeah, I'm watching it. He's like, season 2. He's like, I may have to rewatch season 2 next time I come and see you. And I was like, all right. Like, is that good? He was like, it's good. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not there yet, but I'm down.
I know it kind of does make me excited for season 2, even like knowing that it's its own self-contained, because knowing that like this one that we're watching now is real, there's going to be other people out there that kind of have the same kind of experience, sadly. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for the next what I think it's eight episodes for this. So we don't have
8 episodes.
We don't have too many left. So I'm down for the next ones.
Hey, I'm excited to see. I'm hoping he doesn't hurt his friend, but he probably is going to.
Probably. So we can't laugh about it, but yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But please, if you've seen these last 2 episodes of Dr. Death, I know it's season 1, episode 3 and 4 that we just talked about. Please let us know what you thought about them, if you liked them or disliked them in the comments. And please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn on YouTube for more episodes of TV Dinner.